Hello, Nerd Fighters. I'm new, and it's been a while, so if you don't remember me, I don't blame you. I'm Emily. This is the last time you saw me. Okay? We good? So I want to talk to you today about something that has been on my mind recently, and I think is particularly relevant to us. And that, broadly speaking, is social hierarchies. And I'll get more into the specifics in a minute. First, I ask you to bear with me, because while I do know what I'm going to talk about, I didn't have time to plan out how I was going to say it. So I'm figuring this out as I go. You have been warned. Okay, the best way I know how to describe this is in a high school setting, because it's the most common place to encounter it, and it's just the easiest, most obvious example to go with. Not that this phenomenon does not exist outside of high school, because it does. In high school specifically, there's a very tangible sense of popular, everybody else. And the people up here think that they're somehow superior to the people down here. And I certainly tended to identify with the everybody else category. So my brother comes home from school one day talking about this guy that I know from high school, who was obviously not one of these like upper tier people. He's our kind of people. He's sweet, he's sensitive, he's not particularly masculine because he grew up with 4 sisters. He's, very musically talented and not as much athletically. He's extremely smart academically, but, he's the kind of guy that over the years has probably gotten picked on a little bit. And my brother comes from talking about how, yeah, he's all right, but he almost acts like he's too good for some people. Like he only associates himself with a certain kind of people, and this other kind of people just doesn't quite, meet his standards, and he doesn't quite associate with them. And I'm trying to explain to my brother that you have to look at it from his perspective. If you were him, like, he has been, teased and tormented and, made to feel less than by quite a few people over the years who belong to this social category that we perceive as being this one up here. The athletes, the football players, the popular kids. And so for him, it's natural that he, feels a certain way about people in that upper tier. But it got me thinking about how we look at that group of people and we perceive that, oh, they think they're so much better than us. They're just a bunch of dumb jocks. We're really the ones that are better than them. And sort of as a defense mechanism, almost as a way of almost affirming ourselves. But in doing that, we're kind of doing the exact thing that we're accusing them of doing to us. And that's categorizing them, making generalized assumptions about them, and acting as if we're superior to them. We criticize them for judging us and writing us off and acting like they're better than us. And in doing so, we are looking down on them, writing them off, and acting as if we're superior to them. You see where I'm going with this? I grew up sort of disregarding certain types of people, specifically guys on the football team. I had this image of them as being all close and tight-knit and sort of exclusive, where they had their own thing going on, and I guess then in my head I went, okay, they must think they're better than me. They must think they're better than everything. They must think they're better than school. My brother is now a high school football player, and I love my brother, and I'm friends with my brother, and I'm looking back and realizing that if I were in high school at the same time as my brother, he would not have been a person that I probably would have given myself the chance to get to know on any level at all, because I would have written him off. And I feel that way about a lot of the people that I've met in college too, that these are cool people and I like hanging out with them. if we had coexisted in a high school setting together, I doubt that we would have met or talked. Because I would have assumed that they were the kind of people that would just write me off. And so I then wrote them off. I think I was just jealous of the sense of belonging that they felt for one another. And I didn't give them a chance. I'm struggling with a way to sort of sum this up neatly. That's what you get for not planning. I guess my point is just try to make more of an effort to be less judgmental, especially because as a community, a lot of us have probably felt like we've been on the receiving end of a lot of that judgment in the past. So we should be even more careful about judging other people. And man, why can't we just all get along, for crying out loud? DFTBA. Ben, I'll see you tomorrow.